Okay, so I think relatively in terms of just a rough structure, we figured we'd do it in 3 parts, kind of. Where I think as a little bit of an icebreaker, I'll ask you I've got like 5 questions. I quickly just note it down to ask you, and then we'll kind of get into the crux of things, and then we'll end it off with a bit of a riddle.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I hope I still have brain cells, but let's do it.
Boo, you're a doctor, please. I'll cheer. Okay, so first question, what were you doing about an hour ago?
An hour ago, I was actually taking a nap. I am a serial napper. I take naps in the afternoon like crazy when I get time. So I was taking a nap.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, simple.
Okay.
Very simple. Yeah.
Question 2. What was the last country you visited?
The last country I visited was South Africa, but I really want to talk about Bali, so I'm like, South Africa.
We were with you in Bali on social media.
I was like, when I came back, everyone was like, oh, you were in Bali? I was like, I was in Bali now. I'm just like, I want to talk about Bali. Bali was the last country I visited because South Africa, I'm there almost every other weekend. So Bali.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Question number 3. When last did you have chili and what happened?
I'm a heavy chili eater. My partner and I, we eat chili all the time. I cook with a lot of chili sometimes, but I'm trying to be better. But I always eat chili and nothing really. I was just like, that's normal.
I was hoping for the opposite, but it's okay. Okay, question 4. What did you eat last and who made it?
What did I eat last? Like a meal or a snack?
I think a meal.
Okay.
Yes,
I had
meal, yeah.
prawns. I had prawns, and Isabel's made it. So they delivered to my house. So I had prawns. I think I'm slowly becoming a pescatarian. So yeah, prawns.
In this lockdown.
I just feel like, fish rather would come more fresher than meat. I feel like people are very cautious with fish or any shellfish or any seafood, as opposed to meat. People are like, oh, okay, maybe one more day, and then it's 5 more days. So yeah.
True. Good point. Okay, and then question 5. Are you nervous right now?
Girl, I have anxiety. I'm always nervous. So I love it. When they see me, when people, can I elaborate? Because I'm a very elaborate.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Martin, why are you so quiet?
No, my turn is coming. I'm just, Good.
When brothers see beautiful ladies.
It's not even okay.
The question was, why am I nervous right now? I'm always nervous because I do have generalized anxiety disorder, but I feel like I've lived with it, and now I know that my funniest moments come out when I'm nervous. So I'm always nervous, and I think it's a good thing. I think I'm super goofy, and people then start to gravitate towards my personality because people think I'm rude. I don't understand that, but yeah, so it helps. I'm working with it currently. Yeah.
But that's interesting. How do you manage on stage then? On a performance or a kind of a public gathering? How do you manage with it? Do you count to 3?
So it's So when I'm on stage, it doesn't really matter. Because I feel like it's one person looking at me. The way I conduct myself, it's one person. I don't know if that makes sense. All the eyes are there at once looking at me at once. But I can't handle walking through groups of people or sitting in large crowds. I can't really do that. I know it's part of my job, but it's just I'm just really a... Can I come in Can I come with the camera for like 1 second? Sorry, y'all.
Sure, it's cool.
Okay, all right, go, babe. Yeah, go. Oh, I hope y'all didn't catch that. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. So yeah, I know it's part of my job that I am, in front of people. I can take it as I'm a performer, so it's like it's my job.
Yeah.
I don't really look at it as, but the scrutiny, I do feel the scrutiny afterwards. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm forever nervous in architecture, for crying out loud, and this is like a built industry, so no, I understand.
But you're smart, girl. You're smart. You got it all out. I can hear the smartness. I can hear it. I know you also. I know her from my childhood. You know that? This is a crazy world. Sorry, I had to expose you, babe. I had to expose you.
No, we were together, and then she decided to leave us for St. Paul. And just saying, we haven't forgiven you for that, by the way.
It's like the rival.
I'm always with y'all. Not even. It wasn't a rival school, right?
It actually kind of was.
St. George's and St. Paul's, right?
Yeah, especially with soccer.
Oh yeah, okay. No, those were two like rival schools. I was thinking about another school. I've been to 3 schools.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I remember there was a time, St. George's and St. Paul's, I think we were playing soccer against each other. And I think Lioness, you came to perform. I think you were performing something at the St. Paul's field or something. And we all caught feelings because we were just like, but she was on our side.
Oh my God.
I haven't forgotten the memory.
Oh my God, that is so. Why was I was not cool. Like I wasn't thinking about that. Wow.
Like you were a rapper from the day one, bruh.
Oh man, I'm sorry about that, girl. I didn't even notice that. Honestly, honest to God, now I'm really thinking about. I'll take time to think about that.
It's apology accepted. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tash, we jump into it or?
Yeah, sure. Sorry. Okay.
I think maybe we can start with what was your reaction when this whole thing broke out, this COVID-19 thing? Like, were you thinking the world is ending, or were you thinking, it's gonna be a week or so?
Or did you go buy like food, like stock up on noodles? I don't know.
So the thing with me is that I'm a very controversial, very realist, very I think about things deeper than they are. So when it came out, I obviously had some controversy on whether it was man-made or not, because for me it just felt like it was very, and please don't hold this against me, I know I'm a doctor, but like, can I just be Lioness now?
Yes.
And speak from a point of view where I feel like as though it was just very calculated, but I didn't really panic, and I think that's because of the ignorance of it's not in Africa yet. And so when it came here, I was like, okay, this shit is actually real, and everybody gonna get it. And I'm at the hospital, so I was like, I don't know what was gonna happen to me, and what's gonna happen to my family, but I think that like every other illness, illnesses have their phases, and everything has a phase. And from a doctor's point of view, every illness has its peak, especially because it's a new disease. I think that people are still trying to understand it, people are a little bit confused where it came from and all of that, and there are a lot of misconceptions. But I think that it's something that we shouldn't panic about, because when you make something like a mountain out of a molehill, it's a huge issue, but I just think that we're going to make it even bigger if we go on about it, or really, really panic. Yeah. Yes, precautionary measures should be taken, into consideration, but I just don't think we should panic. I think we should just do this really like with cognition that we're going to get over it. It's not going to last forever. Yeah.
Okay, no, that's pretty cool, because I think there was a lot of, I don't know if you, just before it reached South Africa, there was a lot of memes and people are like, when things end, and I think people are now starting to realize that, oh, okay, it's sort of a serious.
Yeah, exactly. So
I was just kind of worried about the fact that, you know, like I'm too young for this. Pandemics, yo.
You know, like, yeah, but it's like when our grandparents were living through like World War, we're like, oh shame, oh like
exactly.
World War, like y'all couldn't travel around, like oh my god, oh, that's so bad, and now it's happening to us. You know,
us.
Exactly. So like really the lesson is that it could happen to anybody, everywhere, anytime, you know.
Yeah, but I guess it helps that we have some sort of technology, you know, like we can communicate and it's information flows much easier. But imagine this thing broke out when there was no Wi-Fi or there was no I mean, it would be chaos, not to a certain extent. Because you have to wait for it.
To a certain extent, yeah, to a certain extent. And also, like, how would they spread the message? You know, it would just be so tiring to like go to every country and say, oh, you guys, you know, I am really grateful that we have technology now. And paradoxically, we have technology, but we can't really, you know, contain it. I don't know what's happening about that. But it also comes to the end of this human nature thing. Humans, you know, we're very seasonal. We think about something and forget about it. We think about it. And so I think it's just like a lesson to really like appreciate the longevity of things, you know, not just think, oh, it's gone here today, gone tomorrow. Like I don't think that's the right mind state, if I'm making any sense.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. Can you tell us about like what's happening now at home? Like how are you guys managing with your family, your friends? How has this thing changed, like the way you guys talk to each other or how you value those relationships? Has that anything?
For me, I'm a very home girl. I love my house. So for me, I'm not really bothered. Not like I'm staying home, but I love my house. I'm still working. That's what I mean by not staying home. Yeah. I don't really, I have one outgoing friend actually. She likes to go out all the time. And she's like, hey guys, I really miss you. I'm like, girl, stop it. Like, we're not seeing each other. And especially because I'm like a doctor and I can expose them at any time without me knowing. So it's really time to be an adult and time to think about the bigger picture. But it's okay for me. I feel like I'm still not so entirely pressured by it because we can still move around, although it's restricted. We can still go to the store, you know, not like other countries where you really can't leave, you know. I'm happy for this period where we can move around, and I just wanted to go away. Like, I just want to go and perform. Like, I just want to be on stage. It's too much pressure. You know, you wake up and you're like, oh my God, this COVID-19. Like, and then it's the news, and then and then you're just like, please, like, can you just stop? Like, I really wanted to stop, y'all.
Yeah. No, definitely. Yeah. I think it would be interesting as well to know, like, I mean, you're a doctor that is now in this situation, but you're also a creative. Like, maybe like you can talk on both sides, like being a doctor in this situation and being an artist or maker, a creative in this situation. How does that kind of play
out? You know, it's the most weird position to be in right now. You know what I mean? Because to be quite honest with you guys, you know, medicine was never really my thing, in the sense that I was really, you know, I was just like, okay, you know, I had high grades in biology, maths, I was top of my class, so let me just do something like geeky, I don't know, medicine maybe. And then everything just fell into place, and I had a black mother. She's like, mana. I was like, oh, please. And then I hit her with that, I rap, and she's like, oh, ningishige. I was like, no, I rap. Like she was open to it. But anyways, fast forward, it's very strenuous, because for me, in my position, I gravitate towards music more than I do medicine. So I feel a certain frustration. At the same time, I feel a certain relief, because I still have a job, thank God. I'm still at liberty to help others. I'm still at liberty to, you know, just go out and do my contribution from the other side. So I'm on both sides. It's really hard for creatives right now. It really, really is hard. And I think that's even another, topic. And we're relying on, live feeds and all of that stuff. But it's like having a long distance relationship, if you've ever been in one. It's like you will enjoy it and it's nice, but you really would like that physical, sort of interaction. It's just like, it's different performing in your living room and you like just wear like a shirt and you only cut it here like me, and then the rest is nothing. And it's just like, it's just, it feels so it feels so unorganic. Tasha's laughing. It feels so not organic. It's really not organic. I long for that the moment it breaks all of this. I can't imagine what it will be. The festivals, the world's really going to be busy. We're going to be outdoors. We're going to be interactive. We're going to really appreciate that human connection.
Yeah. And you said something quite interesting. Do you, like, for example, I'm also in architecture, right? But sometimes I get tired of the world of architecture and I have to go somewhere else, like photography, or I don't know, I go read. Do you also have something like in music where like, okay, this is just too much, I'm gonna go to the hospital, or I'm gonna focus on my other job? Or do you like the other way around actually?
It's the other way around. But when I can't, because I'm a workaholic. I love to work. I love to get things done. And medicine is very, very, very demanding, but so is music. Don't be mistaken. Like, it's not something you can just come up and say, I'm the best. Like, you drop one freestyle, people are like, oh, that's dope. And then they're like, oh, like, release a track. And then your track hits and everybody's like, who are you? So it's these momentary like guilty pleasures and little pleasures that people give you, and then all of a sudden they're not listening to your stuff, your views are going down, and then all of a sudden it's like a roller coaster. So it is very emotional also, and I feel like I would probably go do something else, like like you said, read a book or exercise, do other things that I don't know what other things I'm saying, but I'll do something else. Instead of music, just give music a break, or like listen to music. Or I'm very visually, like, I'm a visual artist and very visually stimulated, so I'd probably watch something, but I would never be like, oh, let me go and do an extra call. Oh no. I don't think any other doctor would be like that. So no.
These 7-year courses. Saying these 7-year courses. Woo.
Girl.
But I guess I've always wondered, like, as an artist, like, how does one actually even traverse that? Because to be constantly having to, under pressure, to always having to perform and like, keep your views up, and once your song is a hit, it's a hit for a couple of weeks and then it's gone and then people forget you. Like, it's a constant roller coaster, hey?
It is. It really, really is. And just to touch on like the immaturity, like artists come and they're not really prepared for these things. And I'm not saying, oh, now you must just stay in your home so we can win. No. What I mean is that people don't really think about this in depth. They don't think people want the money. They don't want the satisfaction. They don't want the end result of actually making something that will forever be there. You know what I mean? And not to be vain, but it's like my song, like Dreams, it's like something I never knew would be there. I didn't know its permanence. And now I have to deal with keeping relevant and keeping that permanence and still connecting to my fans in that way. Like, for me, I don't really listen to much trap music, because I feel like everything sounds the same and everybody does the same thing. Like, what even differentiates you anymore? But it's just like medicine, for example. Like, some people do it because they love it, some people do it because they want the money. And I'm neither of those. I never wanted to do it, so I'll probably ask you probably wants the money. But it's just people need to be intentional with the things that they do, because at the end of the day, it's like you left your mark. You know what your purpose was.
Something that probably was obvious that would come up was I mean, as a woman in music, in hip hop, for example, I mean, hip hop is like heavily male dominated, very, very like, there's a strong history of patriarchy and of course, as a woman in medicine as well. I mean, how do you see yourself fitting in that picture, and how do you see yourself kind of navigating these spaces?
Because I've really, really extensively thought about, for me, I felt like I was really an individual in a group. I was never part of the group. Do you understand what I mean? So like with hip hop, yes, I was part of the hip hop community, but I wasn't an individual, and I was working with individual goals. And eventually it happened to be that, she's one of the prominent female rappers in Namibia. It just happened spontaneous, but I never really thought, there's pressure from the male side, or the males won't like me. I never thought about that because I was raised by a single mother. So for me, it was never to impress a man, if that makes sense. For me, I wasn't inclined to be like, I need to be better than my male counterpart. I just always did me, But speaking and learning from other experiences, from other women who rap, it's just like, I don't know. I think that narrative was maybe 10 years ago, I think that the world is moving in a direction, and probably already gone, in that direction of we're all equal. Like, I think that narrative is very safe to use, and old to use. My lighting, it's safe to say, okay, so how do you think about being like a woman? I think I'm doing fucking great.
It's okay, you blame me.
Okay. Sorry about that. Sorry, Natasha said it's open and unapologetic, but I think it's just now it's moved from it's a problem in the fact that you're a woman and you're doing something that's like male dominated. Like, what's wrong? I don't think there's anything intriguing about that anymore. I just think it's like she's hard, bro. Like, give her props. Like, let her top the charts. Like, she's hard. You know what I mean? Yeah, I just think it's like people just need to leave that old tradition of saying, but how do you feel, bro? Like, I just feel like scientists are females, doctors, you're females. Like, it's an old way of thinking. Not you, but like generally, I think it's just a safe thing to say, how do you feel? But personally, I don't feel anything. And when I get in the studio, they know I'm a nigga. Like, they be like, what's up? I have to cover the skin again, baby. Yeah. Come, baby, it's covered. He's so cute, running in and out. I'm sorry about that. Okay, cool.
Okay.
So yeah, I think that like I was saying, when I get in the studio, niggas are like, Lioness is here, like, whoa, they're so like, whoa, they're not like, shawty, what's up, what you doing,
Yeah.
Not anymore. I think I've already ascertained that can't work. Yeah.
Dash, do you have something to say, or do we continue?
I love it.
I'm happy.
So I think what's also interesting for me is, I mean, we're gonna go to your social media page now on Instagram. We're just gonna have to discuss a few things, but in a way, content that you put out, like the music videos, I mean, even the words that you say in songs, that, I mean, it's very, how do I put it?
It's real.
Creative thought behind it, right? So it's not like mainstream kind of thing that, okay, everyone is doing, like, I don't know, these types of videos, so let me follow that as well. It's sort of kind of a pioneering thing. So how do you do that? Is it the people that you surround yourself with, or do you actually say, okay, I'm gonna conceptualize this thing and this is what I want? How do you bring in that creative thing?
So I think from the music side, I've already established myself. Actually, with the new album, you guys will sort of get a glimpse of where exactly my sound has improved and what my sound is. Martin!
No, you can keep talking.
I didn't see that, bruh.
No,
I was like, oh, the skin
technology.
Technology. I was like, oh my god, what's happening? Anyways, so I feel like in my music I've established my sound and I'm very comfortable with it, you know. I don't think I mean I've been rapping, I've done the boom box, the boom bap, the what the ciphers, like I my ability to rap is there. Yeah. So like where can I take it to the next level now where I actually monetize, you know? So I've maintained my prototype, but with the visuals, like I mentioned before, I'm really proud of it. I'm a visual artist. Yes. And so I'm always on my phone and everybody's like, oh, Joy, you're always on your phone, like, oh, aren't you even social? And I'm just like, guys, you don't understand. Just wait. When you're on a private jet, you're gonna appreciate that.
Yeah.
So I'm constantly trying to give my brain stimulus and really so it's just a collage of everything that I see, and I think that the eye is a very beautiful organ. Like you can make it look how you want to look. Yeah. And usually the people that I work with are in line with my vision, so they know exactly what Lioness, you know, she's sexy, she's sensual, she's hard, she's approachable, so they get that sort of confusion in my art. And that's how it comes up.
Okay, I'm gonna try something here. I'm gonna scroll and then I'll just stop somewhere and then we talk about whatever comes up. Yeah, I just took
cool.
Kind of some sort of what was happening, and so I'll start from the top.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna, or you can stay stop actually, and then I stop and then I click on an image.
Okay. Let's see. There's one image there. My ex is there. Please, don't go there. I don't. Because the only reason why he's still there is because empty is there, and I really look good next to empty. So I don't know. How am I supposed to crop him? And what's hurting me is that his arm is in my way. Oh, otherwise I could have photoshopped him long time ago. But let's go.
Okay.
I love how we value, like there's value, reasons for why things are there.
Yeah, intentional. I rock with intentional. Okay, let's go. Let's scroll.
I'm going too fast.
No, you're fine. Okay, pause. No, up.
This one.
No, up.
Go up.
Oh, ooh, Martin.
Should I go?
Yeah. Okay. Up again. Oh, yeah. Stop at the picture of me with the guy with the red.
There.
You have a story about that day.
Okay.
Share with y'all.
Yes.
First of all, that's the day that I finished my board exams for my last year in medicine. I hadn't eaten for 2 weeks. I lost about 12 kilograms. I had just ulcers, and I was emo as fuck.
Yeah.
And so I had 2 shows that day. One Nasty C, and the other one was for Taylor J.
Yeah.
And I remember that we came prepped, you know, there was some delays, and then I went to the toilet. I thought I was feeling fine. All of a sudden I'm feeling dizzy, and then I caught, right? So I vomit. Sure. And I'm vomiting, and they're announcing me, oh, okay, Lioness, are you ready for Lioness? I'm like, what? I'm busy cutting up. Oh my God, okay. And I was like, I was on the verge because I was exhausted.
Yeah.
I was extremely exhausted. So I went up on stage, and I felt like I was gonna die, but I made it. And then after that, when we got off, I was like laughing with my crew, like my manager, my dancers, you know, my makeup artist. And then I just started crying. I just started crying, and it wouldn't stop. And I'm driving to the Iverson tour thing, to the concert, because I was late, and it was like, because the one was delayed, so it automatically delayed the other one. And I'm crying, and my team is like, Toya, please, this is really important. It's Nasty C, you were chosen. But I was like, I got it. I stopped on the side of the road, and I was like, I am not going anywhere. And they're like, oh my God. I had a full-blown breakdown. I broke down, and we eventually went, and we eventually performed, and it was great. But I think the moral of the story for me, especially, and anyone else who's like a workaholic and really just needs to get things done and neglect the body, eventually your body will give up. So guys, really, please, it's important what you eat. It's important how you think. It's everything. It's a collective of everything. Like, you guys really need to be taking care of yourself, especially if you're in a demanding career. So don't push yourself. Know your limits and don't push yourself past that.
Okay, wow, that's deep. Yep.
And keep eating. Eat, people, eat.
Eat, my dear.
Okay, we have two.
Do you want to do another one?
Two more. Okay.
Okay. I want to do the Coke Studio one because I think that was like a really big break in my career.
Where is that?
Okay, go up. My Instagram's looking cute or whatever. Yeah.
Good. It looks very well curated. I love it.
Thank you.
Like, do you actually say? Do you actually say the next thing I'm gonna post is this, or do you just say, okay, this looks nice, just throw it on?
So I'm very conscious, and I look back and I was like, oh, okay, like, because my sister's a graphic designer by profession. She's also a DJ and producer and everything else, and she has a really, really good eye. And she's like, oh no, what are you posting? That it looks like so bad and so where the colors, where's the merge, where's the So I was like, okay, let me at least post something. If it's brown here, then it's gonna be dark brown here, and then that's what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
But she's still not happy about it, but I'm happy y'all think it's cute. That picture, I had abs, bro. Wow. I was at my prime. Oh, it's really crazy because that day of Iverson tour, that specific day, I got called just after after I concert, the one performance came, whatever. That same day, I got a call from Kenya, and they told me, hey, is this Lioness? I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to get scammed. Like, I'm so hyper alert, I was like, calling from Kenya for what? Else you're gonna scam me? No.
Yeah.
So then I actually, they were like, hey, we've been checking you out and all of that, and we really love for you to come to Coke Studio Kenya. I'm like, and when I put loudspeaker, I said, maybe you can, like, I think I'm hallucinating, I was like, am I hallucinating?
Yeah.
And then I let my manager hear, and we just started screaming, and then they hung up. And then I said, oh my God, was it a prank? And then they called back. He's like, okay, is the excitement over? Like, really, can we talk? So it was like a blessing in disguise, man. I really loved that time. I met amazing people. I think from that point on, my career really, projected into something so beautiful. And it's one of those things I will forever hang on to because I'm really proud of myself, I'm really proud that I can carry a culture. I'm really proud that I'm good enough, because creatives struggle with that, being good enough. To be even noticed. So I'm proud of myself and my acts.
And and I think there's you did some performance. You did a video with Boiti as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we did. We were actually, blessings just came on top of one after the other. And we were actually chosen because Coke Studio has series, so like Easy was there, and I think some other people were there. Obviously we got African artists, that side of Tanzania, Kenya, everywhere, and they also made songs. We all had a song. We had one day to come up, actually 2 hours to come up with that song.
Oh really?
2 hours. Wow. They told us, oh, hey, okay, welcome to Coke Studio. Okay, you guys have a deadline. After 3 hours, we want the song. We're like, hey. So we did the song, and it eventually got chosen to be the Coke Studio song of that year. Like, every year they have songs. The previous year they had Nasty C, and I think it did really reasonably good numbers. Also going back to your point of female rap is still lagging, but it's coming slowly and surely, Yeah.
I think there's something really beautiful, like, especially when it comes to the music industry and music artists, like, as artists, you guys have this very fascinating, like, connection and connectivity, like, across Africa. which I think a lot of the other creative industries tend to lack, you know.
Yes.
And I think I would like to think that we're slowly going to start working towards, you know, getting the other industries to also catch up to that, because that's a brilliant platform of connectivity to be on, to be honest.
Absolutely, absolutely, it really is. And I just hope that, you know, at one point we can actually, like, South Africans can actually listen to our music.
Yeah.
And be like, that shit bangs, you know, because we have a long way to go, but we'll get there.
No, definitely. I wanted to say there's someone once said that we should stop being or trying to be the first Namibian, the first African, just to start dreaming about being the first person, right? So instead of saying, I'm the first Namibian to do a collab with, I don't know, whoever, you know, you say, I just did it, you know, it's like, what is your view on that? Does that actually diminish your efforts, or does it actually motivate people to say, actually, guys, we have to stop being the first Africans to be on the Daily Show. Just be the first person that does something else. You know what I'm saying?
I fully understand you, but the thing is that in the world that we live in now, which is really sad, is that people want to be the first to do what. It's all about bragging rights, because how many talented people are out there? You know, how many architects are out there that do, like, you're just like, Brother, how did you think of this? You know what I mean? So a lot of people want to be, it's all about exclusivity, I think, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I think to a certain extent, if you say, for example, I'm the first Namibian, they'll be like, wow, there's really hope. You know, there's hope for our industry to actually become international. But the first to hit million views, the first to what, it's just bragging rights. It's known really in hip hop, in the hip hop culture, that that's just what it is. You know, it's all about egos. It's all about it's all about egos. It's all about, you know, doing it first. It's all about being the hottest. Like, that's just rap culture. But I think we're moving in a world now where things are really, everything is numbered. Like, everyone's like, oh, you know, I've got 200 followers, like 200,000 followers. Like, who are you to me? Like, what are followers? You know what I mean? So it's a little bit of a confusing time, but like, in essence, people really hire people who do numbers. People hire people who are influential, because that just means you're going to carry a brand. So it's one of those things. Hey, look at me and Trace.
I think this is one of my favorite videos. I mean, the content and the kind of conceptualization of this thing is like crazy. I mean, how did you guys come up with this thing? Like, was it like let's sit down for like a month and plan this thing, or was like, okay, let's wing it. We have this, we have that, let's run with it?
For me, I think everything is premeditated for me. Like, I really believe in intention, you know. That's really what I want people to go away with the session, is that you need to be intentional with the things that you do and say. So that video was actually, we prepared it in a week, and a week sounds like a long time, but it's really short. We had a huge group of creators. We had one media house, we had another creative industry, we had a modeling, we had the models, it was just madness, honestly. That's why you see me, when you see me, I'm alone, because a lot of people, you know, they have, especially because let's face it, in Namibia there's nothing really like management, you know, or there's nothing really like, oh, you know, okay, you know, hiring models for this, or we don't have that culture yet, you know. Girls who are actors to be in music videos, we don't have that culture yet. Something we still need to establish, but it's really hard working with people because the models we chose were either friends or fit the aesthetic, total strangers. So it's like having to compensate, like, for her personality and her personality, where in the UK or, you know, in the States or wherever, not to compare, but just to, you know, to give insight, they're going to be like, you know, dance around this kid, you dance, you go home, you don't even speak to him. You know what I mean? But it was a very complex video to put together. The end product is nothing short of what we wanted it to be. We thought about these ideas, we said yes, we said no, we had fights, we agreed, we danced, we laughed, and the outcome was just absolutely amazing. and I'm really happy about that. It's nominated for the best music video. So
yeah.
Let's hope.
Yes, I think we can move to the numbers as well. Like, but this is some crazy stuff, eh? Like, it's. I mean, anyway, but we can move to the numbers, and I think, I mean, can you talk a bit about like what was your reaction to this? Like, how did you feel about these kind of nominations? Did you expect them? Do you like, fine, I knew already, or was it like, oh my god, I'm kind of.
Let me tell you guys, last year I was nominated and there was a lot of controversy and talk about why is Boitie's picture there instead of you? Like, they don't know who Lioness is. Not to be shady or anything, that's the past.
Yeah.
I told my partner, I was like, babe, I'm not. He was like, oh, you know, when it was postponed, the number nomination was Wednesday, then it was Friday. And then I told him, look, I'm not going to watch it because I feel I can't take it anymore. You know what I mean? I was like, I can't take it anymore. Like, the anxiety, man, that you feel is something different, man. It feels like stage fright. And if you ever felt stage fright, so we were watching, and best what is going on? I'm like, okay, it's fine. Then it's like best music video. I was like, what? Oh my god! I was screaming, I was throwing everything. It's like, this is a loud girl here, but and then best rap came, and I think for me that was the most satisfying nomination because guys, I was almost 12 years exact to get to this specific time in my life. I just felt like it was really one for all the girls at home who are like spitting bars, man, and people are like, you are cool, but what else, you know? I just felt like I was carrying I was carrying my fans, I was carrying my supporters, I was carrying my friends, family, loved ones. I felt like I finally had something to prove, because if you go and tell your parents I'm doing music, they'll be like, if you tell your parents I got the NAMA nomination, they'll be like, oh, really? Okay, we're taking you seriously. So I had to it was one way, you know, don't stop. Perseverance is really important. Like it all comes down to this. And even though, you know, I don't want to jinx myself, you know, but even though anything is possible, I really truly believe like the nomination is as good as the win for me. Really, it is. I'll be obviously extremely excited for anyone else who wins it, because it's a tough category. It's always one of those categories that everybody's like on their toes about, you know, especially people in the culture. They're like, oh, you know, that's a tough one. It is a tough one, and I'm hopeful, and I feel so, you know, liberated, because finally, you know, things are materializing.
And you're actually right. Like, it's the equivalent of, almost kind of the equivalent of like getting your degree in
exactly
a degree, master's degree, PhD. Literally, it's the same thing, or at least especially for like parents and family. You know, suddenly it's like, okay, she's doing something legit now.
Absolutely. Even with that predicament of, you know, in the case that you failed a year, or you know, you have to stay back and then you move forward, like it's the same with the progression and the mental, you know, fatigue. It's like, am I even getting anywhere? Is this song gonna bang? This song is banging, and then when it comes out, it doesn't really bang. So it's one of those things.
Well, I think we could also speak a bit about this as a sort of a wrap up to the sessions. Like, I mean, this is nominated for best hip hop, no? Like,
it is
the idea as well. I mean, too much sauce and Ongwediva. I like the way you use Ongwediva. I wasn't expecting. I was like, wait, what? Ongwediva? Okay. Like, what is the idea behind this?
What about it?
No, what was the idea behind like the song? I mean and the video as well.
Also, that's a lot of money, by the way, to be just throwing around.
For me, it's fake money, but nobody need to know that. I think that's a felony actually. But anyways, so I was in the studio. I was like, look, I used to do this hardcore rap, and then I eased out into dreams, like singing, and everybody's like, oh, she's a pretty little girl, can sing. And then I went back into the rap, and okay, Lioness, you're confusing us. So I just wanted to make something very relatable to, dreams, bringing in the vernacular and really just keeping it fresh and funky. And the producer was actually Jaleel, and the co-writer was, I don't know if you guys know LMPC, Brown Skin Cocoa. Yeah, so we were all in my house, we're vibing, we're finishing up the previous album Pride of Silk, and we were just like vibing, and everyone, and I was like, oh, too much sauce, too much. He's like, too much Jojo. He was actually supposed to be on the song. He's like, but no, just so we put it together, and it sounded really dope. And he's like, yeah, that's it's really, really dope. So the music video, I love that music video, man. Oh, the Dreams is playing now. I love that music video because it's so grimy, and it's so like, I'm showing off my body, but it's not like you're really concentrating on the sexuality. It's more like the femininity and how it comes out like that. I think for me, my main purpose was always to not desexualize being a woman, but just to make it comfortable for those people who are a little bit small-minded. I don't know if that's downgrading my character, but I always really aimed for a sexy sort of sexy but still the English is leaving me. Sexy. I don't know. Not conservative, bro. What did you say?
Sophisticated.
Yes, sexy and sophisticated. That's exactly the word. That's not even a hard word. Thank you. She gets that. She's a real Lioness fan. So yeah, sexy and sophisticated is what I was looking for. Just grimy, very rappy, but still, pretty and ladylike.
Ladylike. Okay. Okay, I think we can wrap up with the riddles. I don't know if you are ready for it. Seems that the English is leaving.
Okay. You just hit me with that.
No pressure.
I'm just gonna ask 5 riddles, and we're gonna do this with like every person that we're gonna check, and we see like we do a ranking type of thing and see who's like out there. Okay.
No, who's like the riddle master?
The riddle master.
Okay, cool.
So the first one. Yeah.
Me, I'm bad. Okay, yes, let's do it.
Calm down, Jay. Woo, please.
The first one is: I am African, I am black, I am a man, I am Namibian. If you call my name, it means I need to leave. What is my name?
Exit.
Yeah, I'm starting with an easy one. Okay, you got that one right?
Even me, I didn't know.
Okay.
The second one is: if you drop me, I'm sure to crack. But give me a smile and I'll smile back. What am I?
If you drop me, I'm sure to crack.
Yeah.
But give me a smile and I will smile back.
Yeah.
I know this one.
Give me a hint, man. I don't like this.
It's not living. It's a dead thing.
Zero. Hi, but is it gonna be this hard?
It's not hard. It's like.
Okay, say it, Natasha, because I don't know, Brian.
Should I give it another hint? I think.
Give me another hint.
You use it every single day. I'm sure you use it right now, just before you saw us.
My toothbrush.
Should I?
No.
A mirror.
Yes.
Don't ask me about toothbrush. I don't know what I said, bruh.
That's true. Okay. This is the third one. What month of the year has 28 days?
What month of the year has February?
Oh.
What month of the year has 28 days?
Yeah.
What? Natasha doesn't even get it. I'll pass that one. I got 2. How many do I get?
You get 5.
Yeah, I'm about to get a 4 out of 5. Okay, the third one is gone.
Are you not gonna try this one or?
I'll come back to it.
Okay. The fourth one, right? A man who was outside in the rain without an umbrella or a hat didn't get a single hair on head. How? Like he was in the rain without an umbrella or a hat. Yeah. But he didn't get wet. He didn't get wet. He didn't get a single piece of hair wet. Sorry, that's very important. He didn't get a single piece of hair wet.
Because he's bald?
Yes, okay. Okay, the fifth
Last one.
You see a boat filled with people, right? Yet there isn't a single person on board. How is this possible?
They're dead? I'm sorry if that's dark.
No.
Okay. The Titanic. I don't know. That's so hard. What? Say it again.
You see a boat filled with people.
What?
Yeah? Yet there isn't a single person on board. How is that possible?
Oh my God. I don't know. Maybe because I see ghosts.
No.
Am I getting too technical? Please give me the answers. I got the answers. Wait.
Okay.
Warm or cold?
You got the third one. Okay, you got exit. You got the mirror. Okay, so then the man that was outside, you got that as well. Now the month thing. So you only failed twice. So the month thing says,
that's okay.
How many months? What month of the year has 28 days? That the answer is actually all of them have 28 days, right?
Oh, whatever. Okay.
Okay. Then the last one, you see a boat filled with people, yet there isn't a single person on board. The answer is all the people on board are married.
No.
You would never get that. No one would ever get that.
No, but it's like okay. I think so.
Did you make these up?
You got 3 out of 5. So let's see who we get next, and let's see who's gonna beat that score.
It better be as hard as mine.
Oh shame.
Natasha, you want to say something before we end the chat?
I think 2 things. First of all, did you make those riddles up or?
I can't reveal these things because then people are gonna Google or do things. So I'm just gonna say.
That's all I'm also trying to ask.
Get an ask for everybody. No. Okay, no, great. I think this was a great conversation. It's very chilled, very nothing stressful, nothing pressured.
Absolutely.
And I think this is something that we really miss, like creative people, just like people just being themselves,
Absolutely.
So yeah. So thank you so much for just being genuine and just being, Lioness, I know you're Latoya, I'm sorry, but
that's who you get, bruh. If it's off stage or informal, that's who you get, man. Like Lioness comes here and there, but like most of the time it's Latoya. But thank you guys so much for having me. I really appreciate this. I think it was really fun, and I'm always gonna root for you guys because you're doing something new and it's initiative and you guys understand the culture. I really, 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 really mess with that. So thank you for having me.
Thank you, Lioness. And say hi to the person walking behind. and we are sorry.
Maybe they say hi. She said
I know
hi.
that person.
Everybody know mommy.
I don't even know why he's trying to hide. That's not happening.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, bye. Cheers, guys. Enjoy your
bye.
night.